The lesson today is about requests, read, modals, if clauses, and gerunds. Okay, so now I will tell you what is modal, what is if clauses, and what is gerunds. In simple way, to make a request, just say, "Can I use your car, please?" Or instead of saying, "Can I use your car, please?" we can request, "Would you mind if I use your cars? Would it be alright if I use your car? Is it okay if I use your cars? Do you mind if I use your car? I was wondering if I could use your car." But different. Can I use plus a base verb that we call base form? But would you mind if I used, you see, we use a past tense, but the expression here, the meaning is in the present. We say it now, we request it now, but we use past tense with would you mind if, would it be alright if, we also use a verb past. Would it be alright if I use your car? Pa, but the meaning is in present. Is it okay if I use your car? But is it okay if we use a verb in simple present? Do you mind if I use your car? Do you mind if I use? So, do you mind we also use a verb in present? But I was wondering if I could use your car. You see, it looked like a past tense, but when we request in the present, I say it to you now, I request you now. So I say, I was wondering if I could use your car. So different. Is it okay if, do you mind if we use a verb in simple present? But would you mind if would it be alright if we use past tense here? And I was wondering if I could use we use past tense here, okay? But the meaning all in here is in the present. Now I will tell you how to respond with the accept it and decline. For example, when we make requests with can that we call modals, can is a modals, or we can call modal verbs. Can I use your car? We can say, "Can I use your car, please?" All right. If you want to say okay, accept, declines it mean like you're not okay. You cannot allow somebody use. So you say in USF, you just say sure, no problem, of course. Or just say, sure, just be careful. You can add more thing that you want to express it up to you. Different way. No problem. Of course. Or you can say, okay. Yeah, just say, okay. But if you decline this, I mean reject. Sorry, I also need to use it. You just say, sorry, I also need to use it. Or say, sorry, okay, sorry, you can't. Sorry, that's not possible. Yeah. Sometimes you say, I wish I could. Yeah. Uh, Alternative way, not only this way. All right. So, but except saying yes or no, we don't like to say yes or no. Next. Do you mind if I sit here? Yeah, do you mind we use simple present? Is it okay if I sit here? Yeah, so we use do you mind if I sit here? Is it okay if I sit here? I mean, can I sit here? The same. And we like to say, when we accept, we say no problem, not at all. Of course not. Yeah. Do you mind? Of course not. I mean, not mine. Go ahead. Yeah. When we request with, do you mind if, or is it okay if? Yeah. A little bit different from, request with more or can. How to decline? Don't say no. We say, sorry, it's my friend Sid. Yes, I do mind. Yeah, yes, I do mind. You mean, when you request me, is it okay if I sit here? I say, yes, I do mind. You mean, no, you can't sit in my here because I don't want you. Okay. Actually, I prefer if you didn't. Yeah, see here, simple part here didn't, but the meaning that expressed in present. Sorry, I rather you didn't. Yeah. I'm afraid that's not okay. We can say this so alternative way, something that you want, all right? But mostly people just like to say sorry. Yeah, they like to say a simple way like this, sorry. Yeah. Now let's go ahead. So you can use any way that you want to say, you want to decline, you want to accept. All right, something that is very simple for you to use that you are familiar with. You can do that one, all right? But I just would like to show you different way, alternative way that we use instead of the other accept or decline. Next, would you mind if I stay at your house for a night? So this one, would you mind if we use a past tense, but what I request it right now, in present, but the grammar form is you past tense, stay with ed. Okay, so if you allow me to stay, you say not at all. I'll be fun to have you stay with me, or just say I'll be happy to have you to stay with me. Different way, all right? Alternative way. Oh, no problem. Of course not. Do you mind if? Of course not. No problem. Not at all. Don't say sure with do you mind if. I decline. You say sorry. It doesn't have freedoms. Yeah. Sorry, it doesn't have freedom. Actually, I prefer if you didn't. Wow, this one. I'm sorry. I rather you didn't. All right. I'm a friend. That's not okay. But most people just like to say, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Just very, very, very simple way to say. Okay, so don't say no. Nah? Okay. Next. I was wondering if I could use your camera. So wondering we like to say could use, yeah. If you want your friend use your camera, you can say, sure, that's fine. Or just say, sure, okay. Just be careful with it. You can add more something that you want to express. Of course, you can. Yes, I feel free. Go ahead. Yeah. But you decline, you don't want, you just say, sorry, I have to use it. I'm afraid you can't. Sorry, that won't be possible. I rather you didn't. Or maybe another time. People like to say, just say sorry, or maybe another time people like to say like this, okay? So this one alternative way to decline an answer with I was wondering if I could use your camera. Next point. All right, so this one is, can you lend me some money? Can you, or we can say, could you lend me some money? Or we can say, would you mind? But would you mind plus verb ing? Don't say, would you mind lend? Would you mind plus verb ing? So this one is with your run. Would you mind lending me some money? Yeah. How to respond? If you want to say, yeah, you can say, sure. How much do you need? I can lend you some. Okay. When do you need it? Yeah. I might be able to help. Yeah. We can say like this, but most people like to say, okay, no problem. Sure. Yeah. But we can use alternative way to respond when you want somebody to borrow. You decline. If you want to refuse politely, don't say no. Say, sorry, I can't right now. I'm afraid I'm not able to lend this at the moment. Sorry, my budget is tight this day. Or I wish I could help, but I can't. Yeah. But to me, I like to say I wish I could. Yeah. All right. So okay, so after learning this one, I hope that you know how to make requests and how to respond in alternative way. All right. So in order to make requests, we can say with modals verb can. If clauses with like this one, would you mind if? Would it be all right if? This is we call if clause. Is it okay if, right? And do you mind if it closes? What about with a we call a gerund? We say mind. Would you mind? Plus verb ing. This one with gerund here. Would you mind lending me some money? Okay, so thank you for watching. If you have any question, just drop in comment. Thank for watching. Subscribe for more.